And the reason why I'm being like this, I think, is fairly obvious. I love having people on my tours from the US, from Canada, from Australia, because you guys are so much more easily impressed by the beautiful history that we have. Now, where can I start for you guys? Prague has been around for at least 1,000 years. But there's more history here than that. The first people lived here 250,000 years ago. You know, we're getting a bit prehistoric. The first people of a modern kind lived here 10,000 years ago during the last ice age. The first people we have a name for were 2,500 years ago, a Celtic tribe called the Boy. Then they left and were replaced by German tribes who call this area home of the Boy, or in German, Boyheim. Then the Romans came along and were drawing maps, and in Latin they couldn't say Boyheim, so they mangled it up a little bit and turned it into Bohemia. And if you ever heard this beautiful name for this country, that name has 2,500 years of history right there. A good start. But about 1,500 years ago, Czech people moved into the area, and we didn't like the name Bohemia or Boyheim. We started calling this country Czech. Excuse me. It sounds a lot like a sneeze, but it means the land of the Czechs. It's good enough. And we started our own beautiful country here. Now, the only problem is that we didn't write things down back then. So if you like your history written down, I can help you 1,050 years ago. That's the earliest written record of the city of Prague. 1,050 years ago, a traveler from Spain called Abraham ben Jacob visited the city of Prague and was the first person ever to write something about it. He called it Prague because in his alphabet there was no letter P. Now, frankly, I find that stupid and infuriating because I'd be Filip, if you can believe that. But he said some very flattering things. He said that Prague was a rich, prosperous place full of wonderful people coming together from all over the world, Christians, Jews and Muslims cooperating and flourishing. He absolutely loved the beautiful city 1,050 years ago. And I love being able to say this, especially to people from Australia, Canada, United States, because then I can see your eyes light up. Wow, 1,000 years. Very good. But some of you might be my fellow Europeans, so I need to ask, who is it? My fellow Europeans, which part? Germany. Of course, very good part, lots of history. Any other Europeans I should know about? Russia originally. Yeah, plenty of history there. Bigger history in general. There's somebody from St. Petersburg, but maybe they went with my colleague. Oh, there you are. Fantastic. So you see, there are Europeans with us too, but it could be worse. You see, I've already been told that some of us are from Egypt and Greece. Are you guys still here? Or did you go with Pavel or Israel? How about that? Yeah, when it comes to you guys, when I tell you that something is 1,000 years old, you're just going to look at me and go, oh, it's brand new. And I know there are people easy to impress and hard to impress, and it doesn't matter because Prague is impressive enough for anyone. And I'll help you see so many different ways to look at it that I hope everyone will find a way to love it. I mean, just standing right here, I need to ask, is anybody sick and tired of hearing about Christmas? I know it's been 2 weeks, but a little bit maybe. Because the Christmas markets are still there, the beautiful Christmas tree is still there, and that's the way it's supposed to be. When do you guys take down your Christmas trees, if you have them?
January 6th.
What? When?
January 6th.
January 6th? That sounds right. Yeah, then I agree with that. And why would it be January 6th? Absolutely right, the Three Kings. So you guys, nothing new then. So we have the same idea here. On January the 6th, we celebrate the Three Kings and the Three Wise Men, they're called sometimes, who visited baby Jesus, bringing gifts of myrrh, gold, and frankincense. And that's when we take down our Christmas trees. I think they're going to postpone until Sunday just so they can squeeze more money out of you guys, but still, it's close enough. But there's one Christmas tradition that you're going to see either this evening or tomorrow during the day, and many of you today are from the United States of America, and so I should ask you to bear with us because we are not as culturally sensitive as we should be. You see, the three wise men, in Czech we call them Kaspar, Melichar and Baltazar. and well, Balthazar was black. And so traditionally, on January the 6th, there will be charity fundraisers. 3 people, or sometimes even 3 kids, will dress up like these 3 men and go around gathering money for charity. If you donate, they will chalk a blessing on your house, KMB 2018. And that's a beautiful tradition, but for you guys, especially from the US, if you see little kids in blackface tomorrow, it's okay, because that's Balthazar and that's the tradition. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's a bit ridiculous when you're a bit more aware of the context, but in this country it isn't. In this country there's nothing bad to it. It's just the way it is. So please don't be too confused by that. Now, it is a beautiful time of the year to be in Prague, but I really think every time is beautiful to be in Prague, with all that amazing history. So the Old Town Square is the center of it all and has been for more than 1,000 years. You've got the beautiful Church of Our Lady before Teen right there, representing the Gothic style of architecture and the Kingdom of Bohemia, an absolutely fantastic part of our history we'll talk about soon. You've got the second amazing Church of St. Nicholas right here, representing the Empire of Austria that we were a part of for 400 years, and the emperors, and an amazing part of history of that. You've got the everyday happenings, from markets to sports games, street performers and protests. This really is the square where things happen. Many of them good, but some of them bad. I need to ask you, I want to be honest with you on this tour today to really help you know the city. And so I need to ask you, has anybody been disappointed in that part of the Old Town Square already?
Me?
Yes. What
The renovation?
The renovation is annoying, but I'll ask you to bear with us. It should be done in a year or so, and it'll look more amazing than ever. But there's something that's still there despite the renovation that has been voted the second most disappointing tourist site in the world.
What?
The astronomical clock of Prague. Some of you are nodding slightly because you've already seen it, I guess. It is bad. If you're wondering, it's worse than the Glockenspiel in Munich. It's more disappointing. Where in Germany are you from? Yeah. It's more disappointing than the Peeing Boy of Brussels, the Little Mermaid of Copenhagen, or the Stonehenge of Stonehenge. There's only one thing in the world more disappointing than our clock. Could anybody guess? I'll give you a hint. You don't need a hint. The Mona Lisa is the right answer. The only thing more disappointing. That's remarkable. But like with the Mona Lisa, it's not fair people get disappointed. So we'll find a cozy spot down there and we won't leave until you love the clock as much as I do. That's the plan. But there's one little problem. It's been a bit busy under that clock and I'm not the tallest tour guide in Prague. So I may have to raise my hand like this and do a little jazz hand motion once in a while to help you find me in a crowd. If you see that, that's probably me or some imposter or something. Probably. All right, let's go find a cozy spot right this way. So which part of Australia are you guys from?